Gosick, the Novel, Volume 1. Story by Kazuki Sakuraba. Illustrations by Hinata Takeda. Narration by Chris Schmidt. Prologue. Let the Rabbits Run. Something big and black sped past him. It was a dog, the child thought. A hunting dog, black as night, blending with the darkness. Its legs gleamed black, its eyes shimmering like blue flames in the darkness. The child had just emerged from the dark forest onto a village road. It was much too late for him to be running errands, and he longed to be home, to feel the warmth of the hearth again. He was taking a shortcut and had just stepped into the garden of the big house on the edge of town when the dog sped past him. The child took a few steps backwards. Splat! Something horrible splashed against his legs. He had stepped onto something soft, which spurted a warm liquid. He looked down and saw a small, mangled bit of flesh. Red flesh. Brown fur stained with blood. Long, fluffy ears peeked out from under the lump of flesh, and beside them was a round eye not unlike a glass bead, reflecting the night sky. The eye stared up at him, hollow and empty. It was a rabbit, he realized. He glanced up and saw a long, vivid trail of blood dripping from the dog's closed mouth. The dog had killed it. The child's hands went limp. The bottle of wine he had been holding tightly fell to the ground and shattered. The reddish-purple liquid spattered onto the dog's head. The dog licked its chops. Lightning struck, the white line picking out the shape of the house. The big house at the edge of the village, where nobody lived. Someone was sitting on the terrace, someone the child had never seen before. His eyes opened wide. A figure was seated in a wheelchair, covered head to foot in red linen. The fabric had only the slightest opening, where the head should be, but the opening looked more like the entrance to a dark cavern. A single hand, much too thin and withered to belong to a living human, emerged from beneath the cloth. The shaking hand was clutching a glittering gold mirror. 3 urns were placed near the wheelchair: a silver urn, a copper urn, and a glass urn, each with a sinister gleam. Suddenly, an old, dry voice rang out. "One youth will die soon." The child gasped. It was an old woman's voice, and it terrified him, as if the unfortunate event she spoke of would come true. The voice went on. "That death will begin everything. The world will begin to tumble like a stone." There shouldn't have been anyone else on that terrace, but several men's voices rang out then. The child searched with his eyes again, but the lightning had passed, so the terrace was dark. What should we do? Roxanne! A box. The old woman's voice came again. Ready a big box. A box much larger than this garden. Floated on the water. And then... Crackle. Lightning burst again. The white flash lighting up the terrace and the garden. When he saw what lay before him, the child fell over backward with a silent shriek. There, on the terrace, was the old woman in red, surrounded by a number of figures, all of them covered in white cloth with their hands outstretched, like ghosts. And in the garden, a number of brown, round things were running around. At least 10 rabbits, fleeing for their lives. The dog chasing them, killing them, one by one. Here and there, a rabbit corpse lay in a pool of blood. An instant later, the light was gone, and the house and garden were shrouded in darkness again. There was silence, until at last, the old woman's voice came once more. And then, let the rabbits run.